Hey family, hey butterfly family. Hello everyone. Well, as you see, I have Mr. Ron here. I don't know Ron's last name or anything. Um, Ron is married to Penny's sister. Penny's sister is the caravan park owner. Okay? So let me say it again. Ron is married to Penny's sister. Penny's sister is the caravan park owner. I hope I said that right. If I didn't, correct me with love down below. Anyway, I've done many readings on Nicola Bulley. May she rest in power, rest in peace. Which I don't believe she's resting at all, to tell you the truth. The body may rest, but the spirit is ever going. The spirit never dies. But anyway, all I know is they found the body and they are stating that it is Nicola. So I did state that I was not going to touch this case anymore and speak on Nicola because, according to the media, and I have to say that because, I didn't see the body. Okay, I didn't see the body. I'm going by what the media is saying, but according to the media, she is deceased. And also, Nicola family members wants, you know, not only do they want the media, shall I say, to stop talking about their daughter, stop speaking on their daughter in such a negative light. But they want social media as well to. Well, let me say this: not only do Nicola parents want the mainstream media to stop speaking on their daughter in a negative light, but they also want social media to, back off as well. Now, I do respect that. Let me just say that I do respect that. But what her parents don't realize is if it wasn't for social media caring enough to dig, this case would have gotten as far as it has. It takes for people to care, to actually shed some light on a situation. The authorities, according to them, they've done all that they could do at that time. And then, they also had a professional diver. He feels that he's done all that he could do, because he did use his professional equipment and all of that. And I do believe he's done a wonderful job. Let me just say that. And he felt that, there's nobody in that water. He searched it thoroughly. But all of a sudden, a body showed up. All of a sudden, a body showed up. Now, I want to say this real quick. It is my opinion. I have a right to my opinions. One thing I know about death is when a body is just sitting outside. How long has it been? What, 3 weeks now since, she disappeared? Or three and a half? But when a body is sitting outside, it starts to smell. And not only does it start to smell, I know I have seen those big old large vulture birds. They get to flying around, the ones with the big long wings, and they can sense death a miles away. And a lot of times, they'll just fly around an area where they see an animal that's been lying down for a while, and then they go in for the kill. They go in to feed, shall I say. I call them the cleanup crew. But the point I'm trying to make is, death, no matter what it is, it smells. So you mean to tell me all this time, you know, social media, people being going in that area looking around, they didn't see nobody in the water. And they searched it as well. They walked up and down that area, up and down that river area searching from one end to the other. Because I've seen the videos on uh, YouTube. You mean to tell me that they didn't smell anything? You mean to tell me they didn't see any birds or anything feeding off of a carcass? Just saying, off a corpse. That's number one. I know the family wants social media to back off and let their daughter rest, okay? pretty much they really want people to not speak on their daughter in a negative light. I get that. That part I get. But like I said, if it wasn't for social media speaking up, thank God that people care enough to speak up, because I've done these readings enough that when people don't talk, when people don't push, people cases out there, they go cold. The authority would back off. But when people from all over the world get involved and they care, that's what makes the case blow up, and that puts pressure on the authorities, and that's why these, things start to happen. People that are in the know gets nervous, okay, and they start moving bodies around. If you know what I mean, okay, because they don't want the heat coming towards them. All this time they have searched that area. Hello, somebody. All this time they searched that area, nobody saw nobody smelled anything. But then when the authorities, I'm sorry, when that professional diver team ruled out that nobody was in the water, all of a sudden the authorities, finally they was gonna think outside the box and start, putting it out there. They're gonna start checking the residents, those that live in the area, checking their property. Going back to checking their close neighbors, their properties that live in the area where the river at. All of a sudden, a body shows up. All of a sudden, a body shows up. And they said, what, a psychic medium found her? Well, kudos for him. But it wasn't the authorities. It wasn't the authorities. So the point I'm trying to make is people need to be grateful when people care, because when people stop caring, whoa. When people stop caring, whoa, that's all I got to say. Whoa, because you be looking at a cold case. That body could have just been sitting there rotting away, and, and it's like on to the next. And if it wasn't this so-called psychic medium, it would have been somebody else, because eventually, death does smells, okay? It smells. Now, real quick, I did a private reading on Ron. I don't know Ron's last name, and I don't need to know his last name, but it's interesting what came out. Now, I am going to do a thorough reading on Ron. I'm just curious about Ron, because some key words came out of my reading that I've done on Nicola before that had me scratching my head. And I'm going to say this also. I do sense that Paul still knows what he knows. I do see him as part of this equation as well. But also I picked up on the word groups. I was picking up on that. Now, before I share my additional findings, I want you to see what came out while I was looking at Ron's picture. I have the word entanglement. This speaks about a complicated, difficult relationship that can be quite toxic. It doesn't have to be a love interest, but it speaks about relations, okay, with people, someone that's close to you, someone that you may cross paths with, that can be quite toxic. Also, it can let me know about some cheating as well. I got here selfishness. I got here grudge. I got here held hostage. And what I was doing, I was looking at Ron, because I was searching for a nice picture of him actually looking at the camera. Because he acted like he barely, when he was being interviewed by the reporter, he felt, you can tell that Ron was coming off very, agitated, sort of nervous like, very, panic like, and full of anxiety. You could tell he did not want to be on camera. Anyway, I got held hostage. I was setting my attention looking at Ron. I wanted to know, what are those shadow energies that's going on. And I asked, what are those shadow energies that's going on with Ron, that he's been carrying in the present. I'm getting held hostage. Why would held hostage come out? Now, this also going to let me know that somebody is in an environment they don't want to be in. They feel trapped. But this came out held hostage. Anxiety. Burdens. He's carrying burdens. Sabotage. Now, this can be he sabotaged somebody, or it can be due to self-sabotage. Absent-minded. So I'm definitely picking up on him not being focused at all. Absent-minded. Disagreeable. A lot of these key words came out in Nicola reading I did. Disagreeable. trauma. You got emotional trauma, physical trauma, but trauma came out. Secretive. Victim. Why would victim come out? And I'm just looking at Ron. Why would victim come out? Arrogance. And good old conflicted. Good old conflicted came out. Now, not this reading. I mean, not this video, but the next one, I'm going to do one just solely on Ron. And we're going to see what's going to come back out. So remember these key words, family. Remember these key words, because this right here is just pretty much my review, my analysis, my review on this case. That's what this reading is about. My analysis and my review on Nicola Bulley case, the fact that she's been found, my thoughts on it. That's what this reading is about. Because I'm pretty much going to go over, the things that came out in my reading relating to this right here. Now, the word groups came out in my reading. Secret groups. I find it to be very interesting. I always look at groups as 3 or more. Let me just say that. Some key words that came out of my reading, I want to share them with you real quick. They wear glasses. Remember, Ron was the one that found the phone, the lead, and Willow. Okay? They wear glasses. Walks with the limp. I'm going to show you a video in a minute of Ron approaching the news reporter, and he's walking with a cane. Walks with a limp. That came out in my reading. Has a tattoo. Now, I don't know if Ron has a tattoo. He's all covered up. But I think it was like tattoo on the face or neck or the hand, but somewhere on the body. I don't know if he have a tattoo. They are known for wearing hats. Ron has a hat on. They are married. Well, Ron is married to Penny's sister. And Penny's sister is the owner of the caravan park. They are married. It has here, brother. Well, now, also in my reading, when I'm shuffling my decks right, and I let cards just fall out, a lot of time I overlook certain messages and I don't share them. Brother did come out, but I didn't share it. But I do remember seeing it. I thought I shared it, but I didn't. The word brother came out, where Ron is the brother-in-law. Okay, he is the brother-in-law to Penny. The word sewage came out also. I don't know if many of you saw it and realized I didn't show it, because a lot of times on my computer the screen is very, very blurry. Some of these messages many of you be seeing, and some of them you don't see, because my camera can be very blurry at times, and I apologize for that. But also the message sewage, drainage sewage came out. I'm going to show you a quick little video. This guy, his YouTube channel is called Curtis Media. He does an awesome job. He goes back to the scene of the crime, shall I say, and he walks that area thoroughly. And you will see this drainage sewage area, not that far from where she was found, past the bridge area. The word groups came out. I mentioned that. The word park came out. And then, of course, we know that relates to the caravan park. But anyway, I want to show you some clips that I had recorded, family, so you can put 2 and 2 together yourself. And everything is here. I'm saying it's, we all know it's allegedly, because, the spirit ain't talking about Ron. It can be talking about somebody else. At first, I thought it could have been, Peter Badger, and the spirit was talking about another man that disappeared a month before Nicola. But, I thought maybe she may have known him. That's why somebody could have taken him out, because he was taken out also. And it's crazy. His case not hardly getting any kind of publicity, but Nicola's case is blowing up. But anyway, because the other guy, when I'm describing all these characteristics, it sounds like it can be him as well. But anyway, as far as somebody that she could have known, but his character, the things I'm seeing on him came out in my reading that I did on her. Okay, check out the first reading I've done. Check out the reading that I've done when talk about clues. But anyway, they wear glasses. He wear glasses. They wear hats. He wear hats. They walk with a limp. He walks with a limp. And also he has a cane also that he's walking with. They are married. He's married. They wear glasses. He's known for wearing glasses. I think in my reading is either prescription glasses or reading glasses. But the point I'm trying to say is a lot of key clues came out. A lot of key clues that came out in my reading, it's like all of a sudden, good old Ron showed up. And my key clues fits him to a T. And I think it's quite interesting that, Ron is known for walking in this so-called area as well, just like Nicola walks in this so-called area. She's known for walking her dog. He was walking a dog as well. It wasn't a white one, but it was a black dog. So I'm sure Ron is familiar with, where the cameras are at within that area. Since Ron is married to Penny's sister, the caravan park owner. Why is it this body was found in an area where there was no camera at? It's like whomever that's a part of this equation know where those cameras are located. They know where these so-called working cameras are positioned within this area, but she just happens to be found in an area where no one can see anybody dropping the body off nor leaving. I find it quite convenient. And not only that, there was a road that wasn't that far from the area that she was found. Up on that hill, there's a road right there. It wasn't that far from where she was found. So somebody could have easily pulled up, dropped the body off. Just saying. It's quick, easy access and no cameras around. Isn't that just convenient? That takes for somebody to, know that area very well. To know where to, as far as knowing how to maneuver around that area without being spotted. Now, before I continue, for anybody who's watching me, and I say this with love, please don't put down in the comment section, just let Nicola rest. How about you stop watching these videos concerning Nicola? How about that? Many people care, and obviously you care because you took the time to watch. So stop going on people's channels saying, let Nicola rest. How about you stop watching these videos? Now, for those that care like I do, let's continue. Cause it's been a hypocrite. If you don't like what you're hearing nor seeing, don't watch. So anyway, this is him being interviewed while he was out there scrolling. He just happened to be scrolling, okay, walking alone, coming out very agitated because he did not want to be on camera at all. I want to share something with many of you. Dog walker reveals moments he found Nicola Bulley phone on bench and thought this is not right on the day she vanished. Now, also, let me say this real quick. Also, he had mentioned that he thought something was not right and that she could have, been using the toilet. And he mentioned something about a red building. Now, the word red came out in my reading. I don't know which one it was. It could have been the first one, the second, or the third one. But it might have been the first one. But the word red came out in my reading. And it came out as a clue. Now, a lot of people, were talking about the red van. It could have been speaking about that. But also many people been letting me know something about a red building as well. I don't know nothing about that. I don't live in the area. I just go by what people tell me. But red is still definitely, it's a clue and it's definitely very significant to this case. And it's interesting how he mentioned the red building. And then I think about he said that she could have been using the toilet, so he thought, and then that word sewage popped up in my spirit. I said, I remember seeing that word drainage sewage also. So anyway, I want to share this with many of you real quick. This is a quick TikTok video. Check this out.
When the camera's running, this is amazing. Hello, sir. How are you? Fancy meeting you here.
So you saw the phone, is that right? Yeah. You saw the phone that Friday morning?
Yes.
Yeah, and that was around, was it after 9:30?
I gave a full statement to the police with the exact time because my wife's telephone call. Well, this is not the person that saw Nicola at 9:10 up by the gate to Rowan Water. This is a guy, basically, they wanted to see that with a white dog. This guy's got a black dog, of course. Telephone call had the time on it, so I've given a full statement.
Yeah.
Was it just on the bench, or?
Huh?
Was it just on the bench?
The phone?
Yeah.
So Bob confirms he found it on the bench. Remember that? That's what he said to Kay. It was on the bench, right? Yep, it was on the bench.
Yeah. How's the last 3 weeks been?
Each day something new comes out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know? The coincidence, just the night before, AD was asking the police to sort this out, and suddenly, here's Kay doing it. Have you seen any witness? Have you seen one witness speak?
Yeah. And in terms of, when you saw Phone, Lead, and Willow, you knew who Nicola was.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you knew Willow. That was it, wasn't it? You knew you knew Willow.
I knew I'd seen both the orders of Willow walking this dog in the past. But whilst I knew them by face, like I know your face, I didn't know the name.
Yeah. But I remember you actually telling me when you saw the phone, the Lead, and Willow, you were like, okay, I'm going to keep an eye on it.
And notice what they were saying, that they didn't have any footage of any witness, but then he just happens to pop up, and according to this so-called reporter, Ron happens to be one of the witnesses, but other than that, no other witness has come forward as far as speaking publicly at all. I find it quite interesting. And then you also see Ron was holding onto a cane. That's right. These are some clues that came out in my reading. That's one of them. Bridge. See that? Bridge. You can't see that good. I apologize, family, all right? I was calling this the clues.
Next we have, who are they related to? Question, they are protected cover-up.
Did you hear that? Who are they related to? They are protected cover-up.
Evidence discarded, overlooked.
Evidence discarded, overlooked.
Discarded, overlooked.
Remember that word groups?
Check this out. This came out my first reading. The spirit be on it, family. Corruption, alliance, organization. So this is actually a rabbit hole, to tell you the truth, because there are some key players here.
That's right.
Yeah, we're looking at corruption here, family. Groups. So as you see, we're not looking at no one. We're not looking at no two. When I think about groups, I think about 3 or more. And not only that, see, corruption, groups, corruption, alliance,
Check this out. Remember that message outside the area? Well, it's really one's interpretation of it. Basically, Spirit wasn't really saying right there by the bench, but further away from the bench. None of this is my opinion. None of this is in divine order. It has here, outside of the area, rural country, trees near water, wooded area. So she's outside of the area, okay, family? She's not still confined within that area. By the bench. Outside of that area.
A little further away.
Actually past the bridge, tell you the truth.
I'm going to read it again. Outside of the area, rural country, trees near water, wooded area. Now let me say this also. In my last reading, the card came out farm. I forgot the timestamp. Actually, it was the first reading I did. I forgot this timestamp, but the word farm, the message farm came out. So you're looking at an open field, area where there could be possible animals around.
Like those sheep that I was seeing in the background. It's a lot of animals over there in that area. And I was seeing a lot of sheep around as well. And she was mighty close.
I know Nicola had took a picture when she was out with her family, and there was some, I think there was, were there llamas?
Actually, there was alpacas, not llamas. There was alpacas. Wherever that body was found, okay, whether it's Nicholas or not, but they are.
See that right there? Boat came out my reading. So somebody definitely, I truly believe, used a boat. And the boat was also spotted not that far from where they found her body, a canoe boat. That's right, a canoe boat was spotted not that far. Hold on, family.
Nicholas or not, but they are saying that it's Nicola. There was a canoe boat not that far from that area. Just sitting there on the ground.
That's right.
So according to the Spirit, a boat was used.
Check out Curtis Media YouTube channel.
I did not know that Ron was married to Penny's sister. So Ron and Penny, that's his sister-in-law. Right here. But it looks like the sister knows more than what she's saying. Maybe it's something that she knows, but she's not really putting two and two together, shall I say. But it has here, family, question, family member, sister. So the Spirit is saying, question, Nicola, sister.
And yes, her sister is in the know also.
Nicola's sister, yes indeed. And I do sense she know more than what she's saying. But the fact that I'm picking up a connection with Ron and his little, tribe of family. The fact that he is married to Penny's sister, who is the owner of the caravan park, yeah, that definitely needs to be looked into.
That's right.
These are just key clues, family, that I'm just want to review and go back, because when you look back on them, they make a lot of sense. Thank you, Spirit. Cross bridge. Someone crossed a bridge. And actually, she was on the other side of that so-called bridge. Actually, she was on the other side of the so-called bridge.
And yes, somebody used a boat, because I'm picking that up.
In my last reading, the card came out farm. I forgot the time.
Sorry for the background noise.
She might not be in the South. Who is her partner? Paul. I'm not accusing Paul of anything, but it looks like Paul knows more than what he's saying. Yes, indeed, he does.
location. I'm saying her location. She's alone and she's isolated. Okay. Move to a new location. Okay. So anyway, cross bridge.
That's why they couldn't find her. She was moved to a new location. You get it?
Street corner, back road, dead end. One with her. My business. So she met up with somebody. Okay, we're forcing them.
So anyway, family, I want to show this also. Something about human
Somebody
trafficking.
that's hunting you, they're stalking you.
Hello.
Talking among work, women forced.
This speaking about the secret groups. We never know what they're into.
And pretty much how people abduct women and, they treat them like slaves, selling, sex. You know what I mean, okay? We're forcing them. But anyway, somebody that's hunting you, they're stalking you. Talking amongst themselves in secret, keeping information hidden between them. Who is them?
And follow the money trail. That's right.
And the reason they didn't find her before because
Alive.
she was alive at that time.
Alive hidden on
Alive
someone's
hidden
property.
on someone's property, taken advantage of. This is what
All right.
should be worried about.
And it has here also death, repeated offender, genocide. So that's something definitely need to be looked at because this lets me know these people are known for some shady things over there in that area. Please know that. I feel like people definitely need to be on the look and definitely walk in pairs when they're in the area because somebody's into some shady things over there in that area. Let me just say that. Now, also the word skull did come out in the reading. I was like, skull? I like it. Well, maybe they're talking about remains, but also skull can represent Masonic groups, okay, like Skull and Bones, if you know what I mean. And I don't know what their background are, and because they actually the message Masonic groups did not come out, but I do have that, in my deck as a possibility. That's why I'm going to do a thorough reading on Ron to get an idea, is he tied to any kind of groups? Pretty much what do he know? So anyway, family, I apologize for the blurriness. As you see, I'm using another device. I just wanted to share these key information that had came out in the reading. And let me see anything else that I want to share. Hold on 1 minute. I think that's it, family. What I wanted to share with many of you. But I definitely want to go over this one more time. Pay attention to this right here. To this area right here.
Body was found. As you see, this is the picture of the bridge. The word bridge did come out in my reading. Yes, indeed. And as you see, a person can go under the bridge, especially if they were using a boat. Yes, they can. But it wasn't this side of the bridge. It was the other side. Okay, that her body was found. Okay. I haven't actually been down there before. It's quite beautiful, to be honest. I mean, look at that.
Shout out to Curtis Media as well as shout out to Eddie
And as you see, the
Bentley.
water.
Hold on, fam. I'm going back. Hold on.
And as you see, the water is quite shallow.
Very shallow.
About 2 foot at the edge.
Very shallow.
In the middle looked darker, obviously a little bit deeper. But
Now, let me say this also. In my reading, when I was shuffling my cards, right, I forgot which reading it was, 'cause I've done several on Nicola. But when I'm shuffling my deck and I'm just letting the cards fall, I remember it. One of the cards mentioned something about sewage, drainage sewage. I don't recall showing it because a lot of times I overlook a lot of the cards when they come out, but I do remember that card. I remember it very well. So in this area, okay, check this out. This is a place right here that someone could definitely hide a body. Just saying.
so I thought, hold on a minute, that's going to lead to the river, right? Yes, it does look. Okay.
You see that down there? Look at that. And it looks like it has a little level thing right here that you can pull and open it up.
Yeah.
That's quite interesting. Very interesting.
Like some kind of rag is attached to it.
Open and shut fingerprints on it. Will have prints. And the plant is trapped there. And
You
the
see
prints-
that?
Weird. And look at
Y'all see that hole?
Look at that. And the word dark came out in my reading. You know, that can let you know about she could have been in a dark place. Now, I'm not saying that she was actually here, but this just lets you know how someone can hide a body in that area. Just saying.
that. That's perfect size and shape for something, isn't it? We had a theory that maybe somebody could keep something there for a period of time, and then when they decided to, open the little door, pull it out, and lo and behold, the next day, just round the corner, is where Nicola was found.
Exactly.
So anyway, family, I just want to share some of these theories that had came out, and actually, you know, he's done a wonderful job. So once again, shout out to Curtis Media. Check him out. He definitely, you know, walks in that area quite often, and you know, he's recording as he's, you know, speaking from his perspective, as far as what he feels that could have led up to Nicola disappearance. Also, shout out to Eddie is VINYL Break channel. He's pretty good as well. He's good as far as breaking down, analyzing this case as well. All I want to say is, you know, I'm led by the spirit, family. I know many of you are all about facts, and I am too. I really am. But I'm led by the spirit, and it has not stirred me wrong whatsoever. You know, it's just interesting how a lot of things that came out my reading, you know, I'm just seeing it playing out big time right before my eyes. Cause many of you have watched, I'm sure many of you probably forgotten about a lot of key messages that had came out in my readings, as well as I'm sure you watch others. It's the key things that come out in the readings, but when you let the days go by and the weeks go by, all of a sudden, you know, people start talking, and a lot of those things that you should have been paying attention to, you know, it's playing out right before your eyes, So, that's all I want to say. Okay, that's all I want to say. And I know that whatever you saw here is still allegedly. I'm not accusing nobody of anything, but I'm going to say this. I'm not getting a good feeling on Ron. The fact that we saw that area where that sewage was, the little round hole part. Yeah, a person can hide somebody's body. Yes, indeed, they sure can hide somebody's body. But my thing is also, I think about the stench of death. It's very strong, and you know, it's something that's very noticeable if you're walking by. Not only that, you will see, you know, animals, you know, coming near it, like these vultures, these birds, you know, because they feed off of the dead. But anyway, but somebody can, move bodies around. People do it all the time, and they do watch social media. That's how they're able to stay a step ahead. And this so-called thing with this secret group that came out in my reading, we don't know who's all a part of these groups. Just like the police, I call them the blue gang. They do protect each other. Even when they know their partner is in the wrong, they are known still for covering up and protecting each other. We're the same thing when it comes to these secret groups. And think about it, you don't know who's all a part of these so-called groups. So anyway, they did come out in my reading. So now I'm looking at corruption, alliance, organizations, and you don't know what they are into and who they are connected with. And with that being said, people like this can be protected. Especially people are in these Masonic groups allegedly. I don't know that to be true. All I know is secret groups came out, but I am going to do a reading next on Ron. So I thank you all for taking the time to watch. You didn't have to. You did not have to, but these are my thoughts. I have a right to my thoughts. And many of you have a right to your thoughts, okay? Just say what you got to say with love down below. And for those who want to come off sideways, you're going to be blocked and delete, okay? So there's no need of really wasting your time. You're going to be negative. Just say what you have to say with love, and I will respect that, okay? But as you see, like I said, what came out of my reading, not like I said, but what came out of my reading, there will be no positive movement forward because they're going to try to brush this up under the rug, okay? You'll see the autopsy and all that comes out. They're going to try to brush this as under the rug, as an accident, suicide, you name it, okay? How do they say on to the next? Open and shut, closed case. That's what it's looking like, family. That's what it's looking like, due to cover up and corruption. But that group, like I said, it can be 3 or more. I'm looking at Ron, cause I'm definitely getting a good feeling with him. Ron, and then you got Penny, and then you got her sister that's also playing the part. That's connected. Let me just say that's connected. And also, you're looking at the other outside parties as far as Paul and Emma and Nicola's sister. So they're all in the know. They're all in the know. I don't know how they all connected. That's why I'm wondering, are they a part of some kind of secret groups or whatever behind the scenes? But anyway, I'm through with that. The next reading I'm going to do is on Ron, and then I'm going to truly leave this alone. But I feel like I would not be doing Nicholas any justice from my perspective if I don't look into this. So for those who took the time to watch, you're watching because you care, and you have every right to care. And for those that really don't care and you watch because of entertainment, that's fine too. But for those that want to say, oh, leave this case alone, let her rest. Look, the only thing that's resting is the body. The only thing is resting is the body, okay? If she actually deceased, the only thing that's going to rest is the body, but the spirit never dies. Please know that. And if anybody that want this, don't want social media talking about this case, well, how about you stop watching? How about that? How about you stop watching? Peace and love to you all. The next reading is going to be on Ron. And as you see, there is more to the story.